The Tour de Fleece is an event where spinners across the globe spin yarn in concurrence with the Tour de France. For the first time since 1989, there is a women's Tour de France called the Tour de Femme avec. To celebrate the amazing power of women this tour, I'm going to do things a little bit differently. I'm going to share with you all the creative activities I enjoy in life as a woman, from cooking to cleaning to crafting and much more. Maybe learn a few skills along the way. I hope you will join me on my journey. Day 1 was pretty low-key, but day 2 was Monday, so I started off with walking at work, and I do have a lovely view. I also like to knit socks on my 9-inch circulars while I walk, but doing it while holding a camera is kind of tough. Monday night was amazing, and a long overdue girls' night with my high school friends Amanda, Darcy, and Dawn. Tuesday had me back on dinner duty, but I don't mind because I do love to cook. I was going to make walnut-crusted tilapia with maple bacon green beans, but I was out of walnuts, so I improvised with sunflower seeds. And instead of panko, I used Italian breadcrumbs because they needed to be used up. So I used about half a cup of the crushed up sunflower seeds and about a cup of the breadcrumbs. Then I used some Creole seasoning, and I just shake in what I think is going to taste good. It's probably about 2 or 3 teaspoons maybe. You mix that up real good and then add just a pinch of salt. I use kosher salt because I like the coarser texture of the salt. Mix that in and then you can begin adding the fish. I use these parchment paper sheets that I get at the Dollar Tree, and they are just so convenient and fast. And the tilapia is frozen tilapia that I get in bulk at Walmart. I prefer wild-caught tilapia, but when you're on a budget, you go with what you can find. These are farm-raised, and it's hit or miss on the flavor, but these were good. So just cover your fillets in the breadcrumb and nut mixture and add them to the pan. I like to sprinkle a little mixture on top of the fillets as well, just to give them a little extra flavor and extra crunch. I just love the nutty flavor of this coating. Next is the maple bacon green beans. So first you have to trim your green beans. I leave the end on, but I trim off the part where it connected to the stem. And I learned how to do this quickly when I was in high school. I worked for a restaurant and my boss taught me how to do it quickly. I used to sit on a 5-gallon bucket and do thousands of these. So I learned how to do them quite quickly. All of the stems and the green beans that I'm not going to use are going to go into a bowl to feed to my chickens tomorrow, along with the leftover seeds and breadcrumbs. They are going to really enjoy that treat. I like to add just a little bit of salt to the green beans, and then next is very thinly sliced onion. I used red onion here because it was left over from a meal earlier in the week, and I just slice it thin and then chop it into pieces, add it to the green beans, and start preparing the bacon. I know, my stove needs cleaned, but it's Tuesday. While all this prep work is going on, I am preheating the oven to 425 degrees Fahrenheit. I will put the bacon in a pan. I'm using 4 slices of bacon because we really like bacon. And I am just going to cook it on medium-high heat until it's crispy. The oven is up to temperature, so we are going to pop the fish into the oven for about 10 to 15 minutes until it flakes with a fork. Bacon is done, you take it out and you toss in the onions and the green beans. Yes, right into the bacon grease. It is so yummy. It cooks the beans and the onions to perfection. I cook the beans for about 8 to 10 minutes until they're a little bit tender, and then I stir in a little crushed rosemary. And I don't measure a lot, I eyeball it, so I think it's about a teaspoon and a half, maybe 2 teaspoons. And I just kind of let that cook a little bit so that the kitchen smells really yummy. Next, I'm going to add some maple syrup, and it's again eyeballed about a tablespoon and a half. Stir that up again and let the kitchen smell real yummy. Top it with bacon and you're ready to serve. The fish fillets are done, so we'll pop them out of the oven, and there we are. And there it is, a quick and easy meal for the family in about 35 to 40 minutes, and it was so delicious. Good morning. It is actually the morning of day 4 of the Tour de Femme avec, the ladies or women's Tour de France. And I'm just getting my day started. Yesterday's race was amazing. This whole tour has been just absolutely fantastic so far. These ladies are really entertaining. They are really putting on a show. There have been some heart-wrenching, fantastic, horrible crashes. There has been attack after attack after attack. This last race was just fabulous as far as showing the power and the aggression of these ladies wanting to reach their goals. Just absolutely phenomenal. The winner of the race, actually her team had a horrible time on Monday. Many of their riders were in some of the crashes and the tanglements, and so for her to win was really special. And it was I'm probably going to mispronounce this, but Cecile Uttrup Ludwig, and she came across the line and you could just see pure joy. And in her post-race interview, she was emotional, and it was so wonderful to see her dream come true, and her attributing it and giving all the thanks to her team, and just it was really a cool moment. I am really enjoying this race, the women's race. They are definitely just as driven and aggressive and amazing to watch as the men. So it's really, really cool. I hope you enjoyed the video of what I did for these last couple of days. It wasn't much. I didn't do much in the way of fiber. I'm kind of approaching this a little bit differently with the women's Tour de Fleece. I'm trying to kind of show you some of the ways that I like to be creative in my life. I think women are really incredible in the way that they are creative, and not that men aren't, but I think it's just a different, obviously women and men are very different, and I'm just wanting to celebrate those differences and the way that I create as a woman. So some of the things that bring me joy. And so I shared with you a little bit of my cooking creativity. I'm not really skilled, but I do love to cook. I enjoy cooking for my family. I enjoy meal planning, and so I shared a little bit of that with you. I have been working on some fiber related things, so I won't keep that out of this this series, but I'm trying to use a lot of the fiber that I've created in the men's Tour de France to begin some of the projects that I said the yarn was intended for. And I've gotten quite far on the entrelock clutch. So this is using that periwinkle yarn and the purple and pink sort of fiber. And so this is going to be a clutch that I will felt, which it's totally scary, right? To felt your yarn, because you know, you just don't do that. You try very hard not to felt yarn. So it's gonna be interesting to throw this in the washing machine and watch it become what it wants to become. The good thing about felting is it's gonna hide a lot of the errors. Like I've got some pretty big holes, and I'm this is the first time I've ever done entrelock, so I think I may have done a wrong side on a right side. I don't know, but it'll all just felt away, right? Felting is magic, isn't that what I hear? So we will we'll see how this turns out. And hopefully I will get it done before the end of the women's tour, so we can have a see. I'm also going to be dyeing some of that natural colored fiber that the natural colored cheviot that I spun in the first one. That's going to be really hard too, because that fiber, that cheviot yarn came out so good. The ply on it is just perfect, and it's soft and squishy and amazing, and it's going to be really hard to throw that in a dye pot because it would make a beautiful like natural cable. It's going to be hard to do, but I'm sure it'll come out beautiful when dyed as well. So we'll see how that goes. Probably tomorrow I'll today rather, I'll attack that. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and we will see you on the next one. Take care.